Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my first impressions look on the Anta Shockwave 5 V2. So this is, this is the shoe that Kyrie Irving was playing in, right? This is the Shockwave 5 Pro. Most of the colorways retail for more than $200, which is kind of freaking insane, you know what I mean? But I guess Anta was like, oh, Kyrie's wearing this shoe, so we'll put a lot of tech, we'll put a lot of carbon fiber in it and jack up the price. So I guess it is kind of justified, kinda, you know what I mean? But $200 is still freaking insane, you know? But of course, we have the regular Shockwave 5, and now we have the Shockwave 5 V2. There's also a Shockwave 5 Team version, which is a little bit cheaper. It's around 100 bucks. The regular Shockwave 5 is like around 130 bucks, and then the Shockwave 5 V2 is around 150 bucks, depending on the colorways, right? I don't know why they upped the price, because it's literally the same exact shoe, but they did. And this is the Magic Potion colorway, so you can see all like the, I don't know what this is, but each colorway has different things here. So for the fossil colorways, we can see fossils on here, but for the Magic Potion color, we can see some, I guess, ingredients or something. It's kind of weird. But anyways, if you guys do want to copy, try to leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started right off with the Tracciones. And the Tracciones is literally identical to the regular Shockwave 5, not that much of a shock, right? So I don't know, what do you guys think about V2s, right? So Anta has been doing V2s a lot. Same thing with Way of Wade, right? You can see it with the 808 3s, the 808 Ultra, 808 Ultra V2, you know what I mean? We have the same thing with the Shockwave 5. It kind of reminds me of the Elite versions, you know what I mein? So Nike used to do Elites, if you guys remember. That was a long time ago, a while back, you know, it's been a minute. And I really liked Elites most of the time, but a lot of times it wasn't elite. You know what I mean? It wasn't an elite model. And I feel like that's where Nike kind of went wrong. You know what I mean? Because with their elite models, they would jack up the price like 40 bucks. They would increase the price by 40 bucks, which is kind of insane. And we would get two versions of a signature shoe usually, right? So we never had a Kyrie Elite though. I was sad, very, very sad about that. But LeBron's, of course, had the elite versions, you know, the KDs. But with the V2s, a lot of times it's the same exact price, which I like. I appreciate that. So honestly, I'm not mad at V2s. It just gives us another chance at a kind of a different shoe. Usually they give us the same exact outsole and midsole, and then they change up the upper. But sometimes they change it up a little bit. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, the traction is literally identical, right? V2, regular Shockwave 5. Obviously the Pro is a little bit different because this is the Pro version, you know, but as far as the traction performance goes, the regular Shockwave 5 was really nice. It did pick up dust though, so it feels like the V2 version is picking up a little bit of dust as well. Yeah, this is literally the same exact color as well. Look at that. So yeah, traction performance, you should be fine on the outdoor court as well. The rubber is super duper hard. So yeah, there is the outsole there. Moving on to the heel to toe transition, also literally the same exact feeling as the regular Shockwave 5 as well. So here in the heel, we have a nice rounded or curved shape, which does feel very nice, right? Transferring the energy from the heel. But once you kind of like land in the heel, it does feel a little clunky because of all this freaking cage. Like, look at this caging. It's kind of crazy, guys. This is a really stiff plastic, which I don't like. And for me personally, I like to have a little bit of compression from the actual midsole, just for me, you know what I mean? But I do understand why they had to do that, because N2 foam is really soft. But anyways, here in the heel, not like really no compression. And then the forefoot, we have a very nice curved shape and a lot of forefoot flex, right? So of course we do have carbon fibre. So the carbon fiber midfoot shin plate is just like right here, right? It's just a rectangle shape, and then around that we have this another plastic piece, right, for more torsional rigidity, torsional support. And also we have this forefoot piece, right? So this is called the crossover acceleration TPU piece. That's what they're calling it. But it's just this plastic piece that goes perpendicular to the actual shoe. So I guess it kind of like springs back. Like if you're doing a lot of movements like on the balls of your feet a little bit, you're gonna want your shoe to snap back a little bit quicker, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really think that's necessary, you know what I mean? But anyways, overall heel to toe transition feels literally the exact same as the regular Shockwave 5, right? Super flexible. And same thing with the Shockwave 5 Pro. This shoe is also super flexible, right? So there's that. Moving on to the cushioning setup, also it's full length N2 foam, just like the regular Shockwave 5, and it's really nice, right? So for the insole, they're saying this is and 2 foam as well, but it doesn't really look like it, you know what I mean? But anyways, it does add a little bit to the stepping comfort, but underneath that we can see that it's not a soft mesh board, right? That's the main difference between the Shockwave 5 and the Shockwave 5 Pro, right? So the Pro version, if you look underneath it, we have a very soft mesh strobe board, which is super duper soft, right? So you can feel the N2 foam really easily and super comfortable, right? But in the regular Shockwave 5 and also in the V2, we have this kind of like felt material, and it is glued down, but it's also kind of soft, you know what I mean? It's definitely not as soft as a mesh material, but once you break it in, it does get soft, right? Here in the regular Shockwave 5, it does get soft, right? So in the heel, in the forefoot, it does get nice for step and comfort, but not super duper nice because you are low to the ground. It has amazing core feel. It's one of the lowest to the ground shoes that you can get. So because of that, you know, obviously the cushion is thin. It's not as soft for step and comfort, like comparing to like the AG4, the Wild 10, and also like the Shockwave 5 Pro, because this is using a mesh. But still, it's a very, very nice cushioning setup, low to the ground, adequate impact protection, and you don't really have compression here in the heels. So yeah, literally the exact same as the regular Shockwave 5. Not a surprise there, right? Now moving on to the upper, so that's what they changed, right? And they're using Cordura fabric. So Cordura fabric, it says Cordura right here with this tag. And Cordura fabric is a very, very nice material because it's very durable. You know what I mean? It's made to be abrasion resistant, tear resistant. They use it in the military because it's a nice material apparently, and they use it in camping gear as well. So the fact that they use it here is very, very nice. So if you're obviously playing on an outdoor court, this will be a very durable shoe. So first of all, outsole, very, very hard rubber. You should be fine on the outdoor court. Also, if you're doing toe drags, you're covered. Look at this. You literally have rubber, like the rubber outsole coming up here into the toe box. So you should be fine. It's not going to affect the actual material that much if you're doing toe drag. So you should be covered there. And then even if it does affect the upper, they have Cordura fabric, so you're covered. And also it's just like this textile material, it feels like, and it's really nice. It's extremely thin material, but it's also very, very supportive. It doesn't stretch at all. Conforms to my foot extremely well. It's a very comfortable material as well on foot. And what is this? This is weird. You guys see that? What is that? It kind of looks like a fish spine or something. It's just so weird. I've never seen that, you know? But yeah, we do have kind of like these two straps going down into the actual upper, right? All the way down into the midsole on the lateral and also on the medial side. It's just two eyelets, and they're calling it the harness line. So it gives you better lockdown and support once you kind of tighten these two eyelets, which does feel pretty nice. The tongue has literally zero padding, which I don't like. You know, that's the one thing I don't like about this shoe. Look at how thin this is. You know, it's just this crappy synthetic material as well. It's a half-footed construction tongue, giving you a better overall one-to-one fit, but also in the ankle area, it's just a regular kind of like polyester material. And it has like an average amount of padding, but here in the regular Shockwave 5, the lining material is like, it feels a little bit better, right? And also we have these really nice Achilles pads, which feels really plush and very comfortable in the back of the shoe. And also for this tongue is really plush as well. And then in the Pro, we have Achilles pads as well. So I don't know why they changed that. You know, the tongue is way thinner and there's not a whole lot of padding. There's no Achilles pad, so that definitely does suck. Maybe they needed to cut down on the price because they are using Cordura fabric. I don't know. It also says it's using carbon fiber here too. So I guess that's nice, you know? But yeah, that does kind of suck, but the overall quality for the actual Cordura fabric is actually pretty dang nice. So there's that. Moving on to the fit. So I went true to size, and this shoe fits me like a glove, just like in the regular Shockwave 5 and also the Shockwave 5 Pro. So yeah, all these shoes, I went true to size. My toes go really close to the edge of the shoe. It's a really, really snug fit. Also here in the toe box, it's super snug, and lengthwise, it is slightly narrow. So yeah, it's a really snug fit going true to size. So if you want a really snug fit, then go true to size. If you want a little bit more relaxed, go up half a size. And if you have a really wide foot, probably go up a full size, because like I said, it's a really snug fit here in the forefoot, also here in the midfoot. It does stay pretty narrow here in the midfoot as well. But yeah, it's just an amazing fit for me. And now moving on to the support and lockdown, I mean, yeah, lateral containment. Look at this, you know, look at all the plastic here. You have all these plastic pieces just like in the regular Shockwave 5. So yeah, here in the forefoot, we have this coming up acting as sidewall. Same thing here in the midfoot, and also here in the heel, and we have this carbon fiber. So yeah, you should be good to go. Your foot is pretty much not coming out of the footbed. Also lateral stability. Look at that. Look at the outrigger here. You have a very sharp Outrigger here, you're low to the ground, you have a wide base, so lateral stability feels like it'll be very good, just like in the regular Shockwave 5 and the Pro. And as far as the weight goes, I am pretty curious. I mean, it'll probably be very similar to the regular Shockwave 5, right? So it's 12.5 ounces. That's literally average weight. Let's check the regular Shockwave 5. Oh, 12.85. So I guess it did shed off a little bit of weight. 0.3 ounces, not that big of a difference. And then the Pro is 12.25 ounces. So yeah, obviously the Pro version, that makes sense, but it is average weight, and also it is a very responsive shoe, or I mean at least the Shockwave 5 was, and also the Shockwave 5 Pro. So I'm guessing the V2 is going to be just as responsive. So there's that. Moving on to the aesthetics, I don't know guys, I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like this thing right here, you know, and I guess I don't really like this colorway all too much either. I definitely like the fossil colorway, but as far as the overall aesthetics go, I feel like the regular Shockwave 5 definitely does look better, right? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yeah, the Shockwave 5 V2 literally feels like the Shockwave 5, but honestly though, okay, so this material here in the regular Shockwave 5 is a little bit thinner, but not as good quality as the Cordura fabric, right? But I do like the padding here in the tongue, and also the lining material feels better, right? It feels way better quality, and the Achilles pad, so I'm kind of torn, you know what I mean? But obviously the cushion, right? The midsole and also the outsole is literally the exact same. So because of that, I feel like it'll perform just like the Shockwave 5, and I'm definitely gonna try these out, but yeah, I'm gonna see how different it is from the Shockwave 5, but if it's not that different, I'm probably not going to do a performance review, right? But anyways, that about concludes my first impressions look on the Anta Shockwave 5 V2. Out of all of these, which one do you guys think looks the best? The regular, the Pro, and the V2? And if you've tried any of them, tell us what you guys think of the performance down in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.